Hello, 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 hello everyone, and welcome to the Heat and Smoke veteran build that you wanted to see. I'm so happy that you expressed interest in this build, because I actually think smoke grenades are much more powerful than the Psyker Telekine shield. Much more powerful, much more effective, and you have 4 of them instead of just one Telekine shield or 2 Telekine shields, depending on which one you use. And this build is basically making you have the same row as the Psyker with the bubble, meaning you're basically being a support to your team and protecting them from ranged units using your smoke grenade. And while at the same time giving you lots of melee survivability and damage. So let me explain. First of all, this Falcon knife deals an insane amount of damage, as you can see. Second of all, your plasma gun. Well, first of all, the strength of the plasma gun, as you know, is that it goes through enemies and hits multiple targets. But the way you should be using it in this build, you should be very generally ammo efficient with this build, and basically use your plasma gun to knock down targets and then close the distance and kill them with your Falcon knife. So you knock them down and then you kill them with your Falcon knife. They don't always get staggered unless you hit them in the head, but when you do hit them in the head, they get knocked down hard, as you can see, and you can easily kill them afterwards. That's why you also apply brittleness to them using shattering impact. But generally, also you have a team with you, which are supposed to be very strong, because you are the support now. So you have the smoke grenades, yeah? And you're supporting them, which means your teammates' builds are supposed to be strong at dealing with bosses and with any kind of other unit. Which means that when you knock this guy down, you apply brittleness to him, increasing any damage that is directed at him from your teammates. And because your teammates are now allowed to deal more damage because you have taken the support role with these grenades, they should be able to deal with this guy much easier. And you're there to mainly just support them by knocking him to the ground and stunning him like this. And this works on all the mobs. So this is the strong part, this is the main strong point of this build. You are supporting your team with smoke grenades while also knocking down any target that is on the map except these guys, but you're dealing good damage to them through their shield. But of course I don't actually recommend you spamming your ability at them like this. When they are attacking your team, they are gonna open up. They have to open up to attack them, and when they are open, you can stun them by hitting them in the head while they're attacking your team, and again knocking them over and allowing your team to kill them. So this is the way to play this build strongly, by protecting your team with smoke grenades. You can put the smoke grenade under you or in a position further away from you where you can charge into and kill the enemies. These are the 2 ways to play the smoke. So you can use it to take position, and also you can use it to hold your position, depending on what you want to do. So this is the way to use the smoke grenade. And the effective, like I said, the effective way of using this build is to Whoops, that dealt a little bit too much damage. The effective way to use this build is to knock targets down and then finish them off with your Falcon knife. If things get tough, like there's a lot of enemies on your screen, you have Blaze Away, the blessing Blaze Away to help you, and then you just literally spam your plasma gun like crazy, and with each strike it will do more damage. So that's what you do when things get crazy and there's too many enemies on your screen. I don't know if I showed you the curios. Here are the curios. Here are the talents. And yeah, so Weapon Specialist will make you very strong in general due to two reasons. It buffs your, like it says, it buffs your attack speed and your dodge speed and distance. And whenever you have killed an enemy previously, it allows you to guaranteed crit with your next ranged attack. So this is very badly written, a very badly written talent. It will give you a very big misconception is what it does. So what it does, it gives you 33% range critical, 2% reload speed, and 2% attack speed on your next shot per stack. So if you have 10 stacks, this means you have 330% chance to crit on your next shot and have 20% attack speed and 20% reload speed. But that's only on your next shot. It doesn't apply to the shot afterwards. So it applies only to your first shot. So reading it like this looks like it's a very bad ability, but let me explain why it's not. What you want to do with this build is constantly switch between your knife and your ranged weapon. So every time you kill 3 melee units, you want to switch to your plasma gun and shoot, because it will have a guaranteed crit. And by shooting with your weapons, with your plasma gun, this will allow you to get melee stacks, which makes you again very strong in melee. So this is basically what you want to be doing. Every time you kill 3 or more units with your melee, you want to switch to your plasma gun and shoot it, because you have a guaranteed crit. Okay? So that's what you want to do in order to maximize the efficiency of Weapon Specialist. Now, if you don't like Weapon Specialists, you can always remove this and put a target into Focus Target. But generally, I think this build works better with Weapon Specialist. So you do you. Both things can work. I prefer Weapon Specialists with this build. There is another build where I use Focus Target. But for this build, I use Weapon Specialist. And you can do this swapping between weapons a lot, thanks to you having one motion. So it doesn't constrain you. And like I said, you are the ultimate support of your team with this build, because you're buffing them with your voice of command, giving them golden toughness, staggering everything that is around you. And if anyone falls down, like, dies, but can be picked up using your E button, you can actually skip on pressing E on them and just use your voice of command, and this will make them automatically revive instead of having to, you know, go next to them, leave yourself vulnerable, press E to slowly rise them up from the ground. And this ability will work as an AoE, so if multiple of your teammates fall to the ground, they will all get revived from your voice of command. So this is a very strong support build. You're not the main character of your team, but you are definitely an extremely strong support for your team. You're guaranteeing them golden toughness, you're reviving them without being vulnerable in an AoE ability at that. You're providing you know, cover with your smoke grenade from ranged units. You have the ability to throw it offensively and defensively. It doesn't get destroyed by shooters shooting at it like the Telekine Dome does. It has a longer duration of 30 seconds thanks to this ability. You can skip on this if you want to, but I think it's better to have it rather than to not have it. And yeah, it's just your team support, and you're you have a very high survivability. Like, you're regaining stamina every time you dodge the ranged attack. You have a lot of damage with your crit. You have a lot of damage in general thanks to these talents. And yeah, for bosses, you can shoot them 4 or 5 times with your plasma gun to apply maximum amount of brittleness to them and blaze away. And then you should move in with your knife and try and power Falcon and try and kill them. But yeah, this is basically the build, and I explained how to play it. Just stagger the big guys, or generally the mobs, and then move in to kill them, and keep switching between your knife and your ranged ability, ranged weapon, in order to maximize the benefit of weapon specialist and the uptime of agile engagement, which is giving you an insane amount of damage. This also works on all damage. Like, whenever you crit in melee, you're also increasing your range damage by 20% as well. So yeah, you have a lot of damage, but what you mainly want to do is just focus on protecting your team, staggering big boys, and killing specialists with your plasma gun. And the rest of the time you should be using your Power Falcon to kill things. Enjoy the build, have fun protecting your team and being the ultimate support for your team as the veteran.